It's been a little bit since I've done a morning video. I've been at a level of not so much physical exhaustion, but more emotional and mental exhaustion. Do y'all ever get to that point? I've got all of this busting. I came home last night to even more of this gift of mulch. I got this separated last night. This was piled right in the middle of all of the wood that my friend had brought. So I got things separated out. I've got limbs here that are fairly straight, and some that are like poles that he brought. And then some over there that have some straight pieces that I have to cut things off of to get to the straight portion of it. And the other day I took some of the limbs that I hadn't even trimmed up yet, took two of them and put them up on top of this for a little more to the arbor. And look, the squash is going absolutely crazy. And the muskmelons, the cantaloupe is starting to come back. But there's just so much work to do out here. And I think I have been descended upon by another homeless person. Because I've had little indications like, I'm not quite sure if there's something hanging from the rearview mirror on the RV. But as long as he doesn't do anything to bother Micah or our property, I'm not really going to worry about it. But look at this lovely borage. Micah and I tried that the other evening. It tastes kind of like, I don't know, I saw somebody had said it tasted kind of like a melon to them, but to me it tasted kind of like cucumber with a little bit of a sweet nectar kick. I need to come back out and harvest some more of these huckleberries. Then I have to figure out what to do with them, because we didn't have huckleberries in Arkansas. And look at the tomatoes going wild. Oh, I do have a little red one in there. One of the Heat Masters that didn't get very big. And let's see. And jiggle all the tomatoes. Do I have any ripe ones in it? Ooh, a little tiny ripe one underneath. These are the Tidy Treats. Little bitty, they're in clusters, but so far the clusters are not ripening together. Got one there that's starting to ripen, but it's not there yet. Very strong tomato taste. Not so much a sweet taste like the Sun Golds. We have a few Sun Golds that are getting a little bit larger than the rest of the pen. I'm going to get one Sun Gold while Micah's not around. But there's plenty others that should be ripe by this evening. Or she'll be out here with me. The Sun Golds are very sweet. Oh, there's plenty that should be ripe enough for her by this evening. She doesn't like it if they're a little bit green. Let's see. The Super Marzanos are going everywhere. And where was that little red heat master that I saw? Ah, here it is. Down under here. Not quite ripe. But if I leave it for tonight, the same thing will happen with that happened with the larger one that was out here. Now it's got a few blemishes, but that's okay. The larger one, Micah ate and did not share. That's good. Everything has gone so wild on me. And I've not been out here for a sunrise video in a bit because the sun is coming up later and later. And I have to get ready for work here in a minute. So as it's coming up later, makes it harder for me to do the sunrise video and get ready for work. But it is still beautiful. All those lovely colors. And come with me as I check. There's Micah's little mint here in this spiral bag. I've been trying to do an arch here, or not arch, a little bit of a trellis for these calabash squash, and of course the wind knocks it over. So I'll have to figure out a better way to anchor that so that this can go up. And I have a cardoon that's coming up here in the center of that bed, and some little bitty calabash there that I planted at the same time that I planted this large one. That's all. I haven't had a chance to come out here and clear things out with the days being shorter. And Micah has been wanting more attention. But of course, she's 6. She needs the attention. Okay, right here, that's where I planted the chia. And the chia on this side are a little bit bigger. They're coming up nicely. At least those 2 patches. Oh, I just saw a wildcat. I do need to maybe raise the height of all of my stone garden beds. There's so much work to do. There's a little bit more chia down here under the grass and the amaranth. Now the chia is, let's get those colors again. The chia is a Southwest desert plant. So once these are well established, it will come back year after year. So that was one of my intentions with planting it. It's not, I don't believe it's a perennial, but it will reseed itself. Look at all the wildness. I was watching a video on Park Rose Permaculture yesterday. She'd uploaded the video about the about her permaculture garden having gotten away from her. So look at these. But I don't know where my bees are lately. It's been about a month or so, maybe a little bit more, since I've seen the abundance of bees that we had earlier in the summer. They may be coming out a little bit later in the day, or perhaps somebody had a hive close that they've moved to another location. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this plant is. It came up volunteer right there. But underneath it is the growth from one of my sweet potato slips I planted. You see, this is the one this one came from sweet potatoes that I had in the house. And then all of this growth where there's some purple to the leaves. Oh, and that one is also from my sweet potato I had, because the leaves are different, they're shaped differently than the sweet potatoes I got from my sister. This one with the purple tinge and the heart-shaped leaves are slips from my sister, as are this one. And I'm just going to let them go and grow as they will. I need to pick some more squash. I'm still trying to figure out, is it the location, being in the desert, that caused these cushaws to turn orange? And you'll see now that it's a little bit cooler, and I have more cushaws down here. I'll have to try to get a hold of Miss Homestead Hart and see what she thinks about that, because I got the seeds from her. But it is lovely out here in all the wildness. I've always enjoyed the beauty of wildness. And there we are. The sun coming up. As I've walked around the garden, it has snuck up on me. Everyone have a beautiful day. And remember, if the wildness of life is overwhelming you, look for those little bits of beauty and just keep going. Work on it 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. As you can see, in this area, this is one of the areas I'm starting to regain the garden. I came in and I pulled out a bunch of amaranth plants and have them hanging to dry. But there's still so many to go. But at least I have my pathway to the water, and from the water over to and around the tomatoes, I have that back. And I have so much work left to do. But if I let it overwhelm me, I will get nothing done. So I come out here and drink in the beauty, and then just do a little bit each day. And working with God that way, this will become an even more beautiful space than it already is. Work with the beauty of your space, my friends. Don't be overwhelmed, or don't let the overwhelm stop you, because the overwhelm does come. Just don't let it stop you. Keep going. And be blessed. Take care, my good friends.